Hey, what's up, guys? Teacher Keith here, and this is my 29th installment in the ongoing series of tourism in the Philippines. Uh, we are pulling this out of Lonely Planet Philippines, and this one is about Western Mindanao, specifically the Zamboanga Peninsula. Okay, so without further ado, let's get to this incredibly interesting material. Let me go ahead and read this because it's going to uh, be a jumble of religions in this area, and it will explain the religious situation in the Zamboanga Peninsula. Stretching nearly to Malaysia and encompassing the autonomous region of Muslim Mindanao, ARMM, which includes the Philippines' Islamic heartland. This region, while large, receives very few foreign visitors. Islam, the oldest religion here, was introduced in 1475, with Christianity a comparatively recent arrival brought by Jesuits in 1871. Under different circumstances, the jungle-clad mountains, waterfalls, and lakes and rural areas inhabited by tribal groups would be worth exploration. Okay, so that would be under different circumstances. At the time of research, the city of Marawi was under siege by Islamic State affiliated fighters. Martial law was in effect throughout Mindanao, but the security situation 361 was especially heightened in the provinces of Lanao del Sur and Maguindanao. These areas were considered no-go zones. Okay, so let's take a look at the security situation. We have 361 here. This is the very beginning. This is not really even the very beginning. Okay, so this is an insert on page 361, and I do want to say that there is actually an entire section right here on the security of Mindanao. So let's see here. 361. I just lost my page when I showed the map. I believe it was 361. Okay, let's read this short one. And if we have time or it's worth reading, we'll read the big one. Travel advisory. In late 2017, the political and security situation in Mindanao was at a crisis point. Yet again, ISIS-affiliated fighters from Maute and Abu Sayyaf groups, among others, occupied and laid siege to Marawi city, beginning in May. Several hundred residents were held hostage, and 45 civilians, 122 soldiers, and more than 500 militants were killed. Holy cow. Tens of thousands of residents were evacuated once the military created a safe corridor, and President Duterte declared martial law on the island. As of December 2017, Congress had approved an extension to run until the end of 2018, military checkpoints, and stepped up security at malls, airports, and other public facilities were the most visible impact. Aside from the no-go zone around Marawi, periodic clashes between the military and rebels primarily, this is in parentheses, primarily confined to the Sulu Archipelago, Maguindanao, Lanao del Sur, Sultan Kudarat, and North and South Cotabato. Okay, now end of parentheses. There have been a number of deadly bombings elsewhere, most notably a September 16, 2016 bombing of a central night market in Davao that killed 15, my God, and wounded dozens more. Members of the Maute group are said to be responsible. Kidnappings for ransom carried out by rogue elements of rebel groups and armed gangs are of concern. The new People's Army is active and there are clashes with government troops. However, the NPA has not targeted ordinary Filipinos and tourists. Wow. Embassies of many nations, including Britain, France, Australia, and the United States, advise against any travel in central and western Mindanao and advise against all but essential travel elsewhere. With the exception of Camiguin and Siargao. Attacks against transport and commercial targets, buses, ferries, shopping malls, etc., have resulted in significant loss of lives. Check the latest advisories and check with Filipinos who know specific parts of Mindanao well before venturing into any potentially dangerous areas. All these caveats aside, certainly most who do visit the region return home without incident. Ensure you stay away from specific hotspots, rely on local knowledge, and err on the side of caution when choosing where and how to travel. Okay, so that did take me 5 minutes to read that, so we will not have time to read the big section on the history and security of the Mindanao region. Okay, so whew, that is a little bit scary. But anyway, so please like and smash me a subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Paalam, paalam.